7 people took Tylenol and died within hours. The bottles were laced with cyanide, no fingerprints, no warning. A nationwide panic followed, but the killer? Never caught. Was this a random act of terror, corporate sabotage, or is the murderer still out there? Today we're diving deep into one of America's most terrifying unsolved crimes, the Tylenol Murders. It started on September 29, 1982 in the Chicago area. A 12-year-old girl, Mary Kellerman, woke up feeling sick. Like any of us would, she took a Tylenol capsule. A few hours later, she was dead. The same day, Adam Janus, a 27-year-old postal worker, died suddenly after taking extra-strength Tylenol. Hours later, his brother and sister-in-law also died after taking pills from the same bottle while grieving his death. Over the next few days, 3 more victims were found dead, each one linked to Tylenol capsules laced with potassium cyanide. Chicago police were baffled. The deaths seemed unrelated, until doctors noticed that every victim had taken Tylenol just before dying. When police made the connection, a public warning was issued. Stores pulled Tylenol from their shelves, and Johnson & Johnson, the maker of Tylenol, ordered an immediate recall of 31 million bottles, costing the company over $100 million. The FDA and FBI launched an urgent investigation. Tests confirmed that the Tylenol capsules had been tampered with after leaving the factory. This meant that someone had purchased Tylenol, poisoned the capsules with cyanide, and then returned the bottles to store shelves. Despite nationwide panic and one of the largest investigations in history, the case went cold. With no fingerprints, no surveillance footage, and no real suspects, the Tylenol murders became one of the most baffling cases of all time. But there were theories. Theory number 1. The work of a lone madman. Some believe the poisonings were the random act of a serial killer. The timing and location suggest a single person moving through stores, poisoning random bottles. The problem? No one ever came forward or bragged about it, a common trait among serial killers. Theory number 2. James William Lewis, the prime suspect. In 1982, a man named James William Lewis sent a letter to Johnson & Johnson demanding $1 million to stop the poisonings. Lewis had a criminal background, had been convicted of fraud, and had the skills to pull off something like this. But, despite writing the extortion letter, Lewis was never proven to have physically handled the poisoned bottles. He went to prison for extortion, not murder, and maintained his innocence until his death in 2023. Theory number 3. Corporate sabotage. Some believe this was an inside job, either by a disgruntled employee or a competitor. Johnson & Johnson was a dominant force in the pharmaceutical industry. Was someone trying to destroy their reputation? But no clear evidence ever surfaced to support this theory. Theory number 4, a cover-up. Some conspiracies suggest that the real killer was never named because of government or corporate interference. The cyanide poisonings ended as mysteriously as they started. Despite intense investigation, the person responsible was never charged, and to this day the Tylenol murders remain unsolved. The Tylenol murders changed the world in ways most people don't realize. This case led to the creation of tamper-proof packaging, like safety seals on medicine bottles. It shaped how companies and governments handle product recalls. The FBI hasn't closed the case, they still accept tips. So the big question remains, will this case ever be solved, or has the killer already taken their secret to the grave? What do you think? Could this case still be cracked? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you love true crime and unsolved mysteries, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives every week.